Paul Catalina and Craig Smoak.
All Big 12, All-American. Beanie Bishop, West Virginia cornerback, joins us on 365 Sports. Man, what a year.
Yes, sir.
What a year all that meant to you. And did it all just click? You've been good, but did it all just kind of click together? Why did you take it to the next level?
It was just one of those things. I had a year at Minnesota where, I wasn't as productive and didn't get to play as much as I wanted to. So, I kind of had a lot of built up, and things that I learned that I wasn't able to use, playing at Minnesota. So, I took all of those things that I learned at Minnesota and from Western Kentucky and preparing and things like that and using the resources that we have at West Virginia and, trusting the coaches and the coaches trusting me and they let me be myself. So that's like one of the biggest things. I was able to be myself and be free, and that led to a lot of production.
When we were at Big 12 Media Days, Coach Brown, there's no other word. He was pissed because they got the colors wrong on his backdrop. They picked you guys last. I say they. We as the media picked you guys last.
I didn't do that.
Picked you guys last, and he had a chip on his shoulder about it. Did that? That clearly carried over to you guys because you came out this year on a mission to show that you weren't what everybody thought you were. When did you feel that kind of start to carry over, that he was on a mission to prove everybody wrong about you guys?
I think like as soon as the rankings came out, we was watching it as a team in the dining hall, and we seen that, and we was like, we was taken back by that, and we felt we was disrespected. And a lot of guys on the team kind of overlooked myself. I would say for sure myself, I felt that I was overlooked, coming out of high school, and I always had that chip on my shoulder, so that just added a little extra motivation. And just seeing the coach pissed off made us more pissed off, and, wanted to, prove everybody wrong.
What was that like to get yourself into a bowl game, go win a bowl game, end on a hot note like that? Just how would you describe last season? How fun was it? And what was it like being with your teammates, all that good stuff?
It was great. I was around guys that I enjoyed having their company and things like that, and we all work together, party together and do things like that, go out, play bowling, and all of those kind of things. And it was just exciting, seeing guys like we did everything together. It was like a real brotherhood. So, being able to go out and get wins, grind wins out at TCU, at Baylor, things like that. And, having those guys that you can trust, and, even guys, being in each other's weddings, pretty soon and things like that. And, it's just something that you really can't describe.
I thought that you mentioned Baylor. We're at that game, covering that game. They came back and they took the lead, and yet you guys didn't blink. Garrett Green and company went right back down the field. Was that kind of a great way to end it all as far as the season itself, the regular season?
Yes, sir. As far as the ending of the game goes, so not the special teams so much.
Rich and Reese took it to the house
twice. Yeah, back to back. I don't think the offense touched the field to almost the second quarter. So, but it was pretty exciting, especially to win on a Hail Mary after losing to Houston on a Hail Mary. I know guys are probably going to be pissed that I said bring it up, and had Houston guys bring it up to us. So, I think it was a great way to show resiliency, especially, like I said, losing that Houston game the way we did, and for us to finish the season out, winning on the kind of like the Hail Mary last play type of deal. It was huge.
Who would because you've had to practice against them both. Now, you don't get to hit Garrett Green in practice because he's the quarterback, but I'm sure you've taken a lick or two from C.J. Donaldson. So if you had to pick, trying to bring down the freight train that is C.J. Donaldson or trying to break down and make sure you get a hold of Garrett Green and he's so rascally.
Who I got to pick?
Yeah, you got to pick.
I want to, this is so – I'm a DB. I want to get the running back first.
Yeah.
But, it's always good to – but that's my guy, obviously. But it's always good to, whenever you can, put a good lick on the quarterback. Yeah. So, they don't let you touch the quarterback.
He's a physical dude, too, though.
Yeah, he is. Yeah. He'll drop the shoulder on guys, and he had me worried a few games and where I was like, man, you need to slide. But, he uses his legs a lot, and he's a great guy, and so is CJ.
So, Beanie, you didn't go to the NFL Combine, right?
No, sir.
Right. You got snubbed there. what kind of a motivation was that? And then to come out here today, what were you looking to prove? I know you had the fastest 40, 4.39. So I guess kind of a two-part. How much did that motivate you? And how much do you feel like you were able to put out some good stuff today?
I just added that to the list. Not getting a combine invite, it's another one of those things where, I was overlooked, especially how much production I had, the accolades that I racked up, and things like that. So I kind of grew to feel kind of numb to those type of deals. I had more guys pissed off about it than I was, but because I always look forward to the opportunities that I have. So today, this was my combine, so I decided that I needed to do everything that I was training to do, and run fast. I know I'm fast, but a lot of scouts didn't know I was fast, but just showing how efficient I am out of my breaks, running fast and things like that. So when I didn't get the combine invite, I was training head down. A lot of guys that I was training with, they left and went to the combine, and I was still working. So
then what did this event mean to you? Because this is unique. They've never done this. No one's ever done this where everyone was combined from one conference other than Texas and OU. To have this event, when you heard about it, what did it mean to you, and how has this been for you?
It's been great, especially for guys that, wouldn't have a lot of scouts at their schools. I think that everybody gets an equal opportunity for scouts to, to look at them and things like that, and just see, okay, we like this guy, or who is him? Who is this guy? So I think it's a very good deal.
If somebody didn't have you on at least their list, they do now.
Yes, sir.
Because all 32 teams were here today.
Yes, sir.
All 32 teams were represented. Beanie Bishop, cornerback, West Virginia, All-American, with us on 365 Sports.
Beanie, what was it? I mean, you were at a couple other places, but when you get to West Virginia and you guys win a game, and it gets rowdy in Morgantown afterwards. They're burning couches. They're doing all that. What was that experience like, just seeing the unbridled joy that a football win brings to Morgantown?
With us being West Virginia, not having a pro football team or any pro sports teams, they shut the whole state down to watch us play, and people drive from all over the state 4 or 5 hours and things like that, and it just means so much to the fans, the state, and whenever we get a win and be able to sing Country Roads, it's the best feeling ever.
Oh, it sounds so amazing. Do they still burn couches? I was told that they don't do that anymore.
Nah, I don't think I've seen any burns.
I think they got past that.
We have one in our studio we're trying to get rid of. I'll just put it out in the air right now. If West Virginia fans would like to pay for the shipping, you can burn it as soon as it gets there when you guys win a game. So.
Yeah, it probably if they burn a couch, it'll be when they play Penn State at home.
Okay.
They win that game.
They could party that night.
Yeah, party hard.
What was the being part of the pit rivalry like?
It was great. I hate those guys.
How do you really feel?
No holds bars. I don't respect those guys. I mean, I have a respect for them, but at the same time, you don't. So and the Coach Brown, he showed us the video of them walking us off the field. When the year before, so we watched that so many times, watched it. So I kind of got that. Like, man, I hate these guys. You know what I'm saying? Like, no way they're gonna walk us off the field and think it's okay. And I'm not gonna be able to get revenge. I wasn't able to help them the previous year. So for me to be able to be in the rivalry, I wanted to do as much as I can for us to get the win and be able to sing the song.
So this is your third school that you wrap up. We've asked this question. So you're going to be, let's say it's a Super Bowl, which would be great.
Yes, sir.
When they introduce you, which college do you say?
West Virginia.
Okay.
There you go.
Well, we've asked that because this is something we've also come to the conclusion, because the rules have changed, transfer portal, et cetera, is the average seems to be that by the end of a 4 or 5 year career, that a lot of players may have played in 2 or 3 schools. Mm-hmm. And so we were curious about which one you would use, or would you go back to your high school?
Yeah.
Say your high school.
Yeah, I would say West Virginia. And if it wasn't that, it would be West Kentucky. I just went to school at Minnesota.
Oh my God!
What did
we were there. We were there for the Super Bowl when it was there in February.
Yeah.
And I we're from the South, so I'm not like when I'm walking around. There were times I'd be at the hotel and they'd be like, "How can I help you?" I said, "I just want to know how you live here.
Yeah.
Like, how do you do it?
Yeah.
Like, have you not like gone
Don't
insane?
put your tongue on a railing.
Like, do you understand that? Like, I'm terrified to go out there, and I just have to go out. There's an Outback Steakhouse across the way. That's the only place I'm going. I'm terrified to walk 100 yards.
Yeah. You can't really drive out there. You hit a pothole, you might need a new set of tires. You might need a new car.
You might hit a pothole so deep you're part of that underground mission.
Yes, sir.
What did that freedom of movement allow for you, though, you think, as a player? Because, there's a lot of complaints, people that don't understand situations, but you might not be in this position if you hadn't have left and made the decisions you did. So just how valuable was that player freedom of movement that you guys didn't have for so long? I mean, so many decades that was not allowed. How important was that, do you think, in your career to have those options?
I think it was great, because a lot of guys, some guys use the portal for the right way, for the right reason. Myself, I didn't look for any NIL opportunities. I wasn't worried about that. I was more focused on getting the opportunity to, have the best year that I could, to potentially be, in the NFL the following year. So I think it helped me tremendously. I was able to learn when I went to Minnesota and then use some of those things to take me on to West Virginia, which is the reason why I'm here now.
Would you recommend to guys like, yes, look, you can talk about NIL when that comes, but find the place first, because most of the time you're going to get NIL, especially in your situation. You're talking about a year. Like, you have 1 year. Like, you knew that somebody was going to, all you had to do was ask and find out about that. But finding your best fit before you ask about the money is probably a better thing.
Yes, for sure, because in the long term, for me at least, I was thinking NFL. Mm-hmm. I wasn't thinking about, this little bit amount of money, because you'll make more money, during the long run if you get to be able to go to the NFL. And a lot of guys don't think about that. They think about, I want to get this amount of money and go to this school, but that school doesn't do good. I'm not really playing as much. And, okay, now you stuck with this 100,000 and no opportunity to go to the next level. So it really doesn't equal out. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, we need to clip that.
All the stats that I saw from you, the one that I just saw pop up, you played at 95% of the snaps on defense.
Yes, sir.
So you didn't come off the field.
I came off the field once. Cincinnati player hit me below the belt. So.
You had to catch your breath.
Yeah, I'm gonna show y'all. I'm gonna show y'all the clip. I got it pulled up on YouTube. Yeah. Do not stand by the pal. Do not stand by the pal.
Well, you survived it.
Yes, sir.
You survived it. Man, it's great to see you. Thank you for being here. The Big 12 obviously put on a hell of an event. It continues on Saturday. We've been here all morning long. You got one more to...
Yeah, what's it like just being around these other players from around the league? Typically it's your pro day. Like, this obviously brings all the NFL teams together, whereas you might not get that at all 14 places. But what's it like to just be working alongside guys from BYU and Baylor and wherever else?
You just get to pick guys' brains about the game and, and see how guys work and see how guys look on a day-to-day basis kind of deal. Like, seeing how guys go through their drill, what's their thought process through doing the 40s, like little techniques and ways to get really, really get better, because some of these guys are, are guys that, play at a really, really high level and will be able to play in the NFL potentially. So just being able to understand, okay, just ways that guys break down film, different things, even about outside of football, like things that they do to manage stress and, relax their mind.
By the way, one of our listeners, we have some West Virginia that watched this show on YouTube, and he said, tell Beanie he's a legend. Appreciate everything that you did while you were at West Virginia.
Yes, sir. Appreciate it. It was fun being a mountaineer for the 7 months that I was there, and I always come back, it feels like home.
Yeah. They said you're a mountaineer for life.
Yes, sir, for sure.
It's Michael DeHart. He asked specifically when I said yesterday, like, hey, we're going to get some guys, anybody you want us to look for specifically. He was the first person. He said Beanie Bishop.
Yes, sir,
that's what he said.
I love those guys out there. The only time that I ever get recognized in the grocery store is in West Virginia.
Hey, good luck. What's next? You going to be here for the rest of the weekend, or are you going to start doing some of those visits, those 30 visits, whatever?
I'm gonna go back to West Virginia and do more training and stuff like that, and go to different. I got something lined up with the Commanders on the 9th, so potentially the Steelers. Whatever comes up.
All Commanders fans right
Washington
here.
fans
All
right here.
Commanders
All
fans.
three of us.
Yes,
Yeah.
sir.
We'll give the vote of confidence.
We
if
really
need to.
want good players to go there. They need good players.
Yes, sir.
They also need good players here. This is this is where this is my this.
Do you have an NFL team that's your favorite team?
No, sir.
No.
Whichever team picks
Well,
me
yeah,
up.
your favorite team.
Smart answer.
All right, man. What a fun, great personality. Appreciate getting to know you. Congratulations on the 40 and for what you did last year with West Virginia. Beanie Bishop, All-American cornerback on 365 Sports in Frisco.